Hey everyone, welcome to the video I'll be doing on Chainlink. I've got some changes, some adjustments to make to the count that we discussed on Friday. Um, so this is interesting, and this is a case where you get things wrong every once in a while, and that happens. So basically, this is the first time I've opened this chart since I did the video on Friday, and so again, I don't prepare any of this stuff ahead of time. I want to talk about what I now see here, and kind of talk about the path that I see going into the next few days, and I'm going to kind of show you what my thought process is when I'm looking at a chart. And so let's go ahead and just move right into it. And let's take a look. But of course, this isn't financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just giving my opinion here on the market. And you're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, and doing your own research. All right. So when we did our video last week on Friday, this is the count that I originally had. Basically, from the top, I had basically a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we had an A, B, C into the B, and then we had a 1, 2, and then I was saying basically this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the third, and then we're going into the 4, and then we were going to be coming down here to this fifth. Now, come down we did, but we did not violate this price action down here. And actually, this is a lot more bullish than what Bitcoin was looking like. Um, so what I'm now believing is that this was not a subwave. This was actually our primary, and this was a 3. I still believe that this was a 4 because of the wedge that we were in, and then we come down here into the 5, which actually completed our C wave. And then what I'm seeing now is basically from the lows, we've got a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's hard to see that on an hourly. I'd probably need to go down into a lower time frame, which I'm not a real big fan of doing, but let's just go ahead and take a look at this here. So we've got this here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the leading diagonal here into the 1, and then we come down here for the 2, and A, B, C into the 2. I'm not going to a 5-minute chart to show you that. And then we've got our 3, 4, and then we have our 5 that finished that move there. And then basically from there we have an A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. So that's basically our ABC that we have here. So from here we have our A, and then we have our B right here, and then we go down in for the C. Now what I want to do is I want to measure this to see how deep that goes. So going here from the bottom, and that's from this price point over here, and then moving my way up here to this top of the 5 and seeing how far down we go. We would expect there to be a 50 to a 618 move on this. And let's pull out this template here. We went a little deeper than the 618, but that 618 did continue to hold throughout. So if we go down here, so we had a reaction off the 618, another more bullish reaction off the 618. Then when we came down again, so we actually hit the 618 like 4 or 5 times there at 242. So that was a good move. And then basically our algo target was going to be right here at 257, and we had resistance here at 257. But then we continued to push through it, and then we reclaimed that as support. And now we're currently sitting up here at 264. So, I mean, significantly higher prices, a lot higher than I was expecting here. But let's just go ahead and pull out our trend-based fib extension tool, where we're going to measure the length of this 1 and then project it from the bottom here of the 2. So we can see here, and we've seen Bitcoin do this here recently. So we saw our first bearish reaction off the 618, but we had a push through. We blew right through the 100%, which is really interesting. And then we had our reaction off the 1236, but again, we've pushed through that, and we've practically reclaimed that as support. This is not something that I'd be willing to buy right here. It is possible that it does go up to $2.70, which that's only 6 cents higher than where we currently are. Chances are pretty good it'll go up there. Chances are pretty good it's going to come up here to 270 because Bitcoin did make a move to the 1618. So the interesting thing about this that I'm seeing here is while Bitcoin made a move up and then came back almost, 80, 90%, Chainlink didn't do that. Chainlink went back only about 65%. And then, but the interesting thing about this now is Bitcoin went up 161.8% of the move of the first move projected from the bottom of the second move, while Chainlink is kind of struggling here in this zone, which we've been keeping an eye on this zone for a long time. There's been lots of resistance here historically, support and resistance historically. So I tend to believe that if we do get up here to 270, we're probably only going to come back down to where we are. We're going to have to wait and see how this resolves. This is not something I would be advocating to buy because, again, we're taking a look at the hourly, we're taking a look at the 3-hour Stokes. These are all overbought. So, there's not a real good trade setup here. Yeah, sure, it can go higher. Yeah, sure, it can go a lot higher. But there's not a good trade setup here that I can see for us, at least for right now. Because again, on on more of a subdivision basis here, I'm still seeing this as a 1, 2, and then a 3, and then we go down here for the 4, and then we hit this 5. Let's just see if this makes any technical sense. So from the bottom here of this 2 to the top of the 3, we came down almost to the 382. We didn't quite get there, but the algo target is 268. And what we've got, again, we were taking a look at the 1618 here, which is at 270. So very easy for us to overextend beyond this negative 236 extension because it looks like we have a 1, 2, 3, 4. So this 5 is probably going to be more than likely going to be up here because if we increase the degree on this, and then we go and we take a look at the subdivision here, it's very easy for us to see. And this is on a 15-minute time frame. I hate doing this on a 15-minute time frame. It looks like we have a 1, 2, a completion of a 3, a 4, and then we'll be going in for that 5 up there on, of course, a smaller degree. So again, I don't like to go into the charts that deep, but nonetheless, it does look like that is a valid move for a move down here as an A, B, C into the 4. Again, I'm just going to do this just for illustration. So we have this A, and then a B, and then a C into the 4, and then we're going to go into the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're moving into our 5th right now. I do see, a little bit of upside, nothing worth buying. So we're really talking about like 1.5%. If that's worth it to you, you can try it, but in my opinion, this is risky. This is risky up here to be buying in this zone because this could very quickly turn around and come down. So very quickly this could turn into a 5th, and then we're going to be going down deeper. But nonetheless, I do think that it is possible for us to go up here to 268 to 270, talking about that, and then we'll evaluate the price action at that point and seeing where we could potentially be coming back to. But those are my thoughts on Chainlink right now. It did go a lot higher than I was expecting. I was expecting this to go down to the $2 to $2.15 range. Obviously, that didn't happen. We have higher prices now. So I'm not going to rush back into Chainlink for the time being. I'm going to wait and see because right now things are telling me that you should be getting out of Chainlink and not FOMOing into Chainlink. So I'm just going to kind of wait. Could have a little bit more upside, but on the next pullback we will reevaluate and see where things are going. The pivot point to hold is going to be right here at $2.53, $2.55, so somewhere in that range, which is this pivot up here. If we do a pullback, we should see that as support and we should not see this violated. But again, I'll be in the Discord, just sort of giving my opinion here, there, and everywhere. And if you have any questions, feel free to pop in there and ask away. If you need an invite code to our free-to-use Discord, just throw in a comment. I'll throw you an invite code. If this video did help you in any way, shape, or form, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And wherever you are in the world, hopefully you're having a good day, a good evening, and good night.